No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
Actually, he flips the conversation and he goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
Alrighty then. So, recapping last session. Hope you all enjoyed the weekend. But, last session, as the group marveled at this new enemy,
as Saren's body lifelessly started floating down to the sand. It looked over the group as certain members started springing into action. Through quick spell casting and some very lucky saves against the creature's attacks, the group was able to use the fact that a large kraken started bearing down upon the creature as a distraction for them, with waterwalking and dolphins at their side, swimming their way away from the battle area. They found themselves a sandbar they passed on the way to their initial destination as a spot to give themselves a bit of rest before continuing their journey, keeping an ever-vigilant eye for the ship or anyone in pursuit. By the time they got back to the mainland, Qatar was waiting for them at the beach. He went to them and had a very poignant conversation, in which they handed over something called a rainbow dragon scale, in recompense for not returning most of the items they were tasked with retrieving. And Racha signed a deal with Qatar, giving his soul as collateral so the group would never speak openly about what they had witnessed. After that terse conversation, the group gathered all their belongings, left outside Qatar's abode, and the horses started to trek back to Kember. After getting back, Kaporin asked Racha for Saren's body so they could return the grimoire and get Kaporin's loot. This macabre scene was a tense situation as Nori was set about cleaning what she could while the others forced the body back into the bag. They succeeded and started to set about leaving the fluffy Pegasus and go to the brown tiara. Oh, and Nori went to a clothing store and that Racha recommended and was offered BDSM wear. Yes, that was good enough to make the recap.
Just a little side note there.
Just a little something. But that's where we return. You guys have just left the fluffy Pegasus. Handing over, as you guys got there, you guys handed over your horses, so they're being taken care of in the side stables that circumvent the wall of the borehole mine here. Heading out, as you guys remember, when you were leaving, a large influx of Duragar and other individuals had made their way into Kember. So now that you are moving about the town during a normal period of day, because by the time you guys got here it was like butt crack of dawn and only some stores were open, but after cleaning up the Dexter style murder scene, it took a while, and with breakfast you guys all finally are now with the land of the living in both respects of time and actuality. And you see that it is a very packed situation among the streets as multitudes of people, and also in the Fluffy Pegasus itself, line the streets, pack in certain buildings, and though this is hectic, luckily the majority of you are tall enough to not get too claustrophobic to this. But you at least are able to see a destination and start working towards a destination. You don't lose yourselves in the crowd. It's not like, a regular crowd where people are as tall as everybody and can easily get lost. It's kind of like that whole oh my god, where's everybody? You turn around and Kaporin is like a tree amongst weeds, and Bryn is just over there kind of trying not to step on people. So there's that bit of confidence when you guys are moving, but it is slow going. It is trying to, as many of you probably know, moving through Disneyland during the summer. It is, you kind of get into a rut of people that are just pushing their way through, and you ambulance chase behind them just to try and get somewhere. And then at one point, the third cousin in the back is just I have to use the restroom, and you're like, fuck, we gotta go, and just jump off into some random part of the crowd trying to find a restroom. The atmosphere, as far as everyone's demeanor that are going about here, majority of them are not angry, but, you guys have dealt with some Duragar already. Rasha, you grew up here, so you have quite the familiarity with how Duragar normally interact with one another. So, though there are shouting matches going on, you could tell it's not angry in any sense. It's just how they're communicating. but there is a overall demeanor of restlessness, as Rashi pointed out a few sessions ago that these Duragar are not from Kember. And whatever that means, whatever has happened that has brought everyone here, it's not like Kember's a tourist attraction. So it's an all interesting situation in general. But you're not. I mean, the shop owners and everything love it. I mean, they're full on, both doors wide open, trying to pack as many people in as possible. But other than that, all the customers, all the regular people moving around, obviously the Kember natives are kind of like, what the fuck are all these people doing here? But there's an air, and you're not sure what has happened, what is currently going on, and if there's any reconciliation for it, or recompense, or if there's going to be any moving forward. Right now, everyone is kind of just dealing with it. Pandemic style. Except for the whole 6 feet apart. But it is earlier in the morning. I'd say you guys, after dealing with Saren's body, probably about 10 a.m.
Still never gonna get used to this thing. Dealing with Saren's body. But yeah, making our way down to the Brown Tiara. Hopefully that they're. What time? I'm not too sure when was what day it was when we first visited that store. But
Time of day, I think when you guys first went to the Brown Tiara was like afternoonish.
Yeah. So.
Because you guys had just got done talking to Balor. So it was before dinner, but after meeting him.
Okay. So yeah. So. Just making our way there first, and then we'll see where this Disneyland line takes us later.
It always leads you to the turkey legs.
I love those things.
Nevertheless, you guys, everyone in cahoots with going to the Brown Tiara?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I'm guessing that's where we ate food before.
That's the pawn shop.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess so, because someone's going to need to translate.
So, making your way down to the Brown Tiara, I believe it's on the third disc. No, you guys are on the third disc, so you need to go up one to the Brown Tiara. You do so. It is just as packed as the third disc is. But getting into the Brown Tiara, there's quite a collection of people in here. Not a whole lot of sales going on, so the clerk that you guys had interacted with prior, not in the happiest of moods, having to deal with a lot of patrons but no coin, is usually never going to be a fun situation. Nevertheless, he sees you all, and knowing that you didn't buy anything last time, is except Racha. He lights up at Racha. But he kind of gives you all the recognizory kind of nod, but doesn't really go out of his way to come talk to you.
Kaporin would search first for the loot that he had seen previously here at the shop. Is it still sitting on its pedestal?
Go ahead and give me a perception check. Currently, you see an older Duergar male is holding it and kind of running his hands along the neck and kind of not plucking the strings, but running his finger across it. Older, a lot thinner than a lot of the Duergar you see, who are usually decently stocky. He has a pair of spectacles on and long silver white hair that curls down into a braid along his back. And looks much more scholarly than he does, like, battle-hardened.
Okay.
But he's currently holding the loot.
uh, Rashi, could I ask you to help me with something? Learning from last time that he should ask for help instead of just dragging people by the arm.
Henry Grabgrass approves.
That's kind of
Character
why I'm
development.
here. Unless you suddenly learned the language.
I wish. It's a little confusing, but the item we're here for is that loot that gentleman over there is holding. Could you help me see if he'll hand it over, maybe? If not, I'm gonna go talk to the clerk.
Sure.
So, Kaporin and Rashi would head over to the gentleman holding it currently, with Bryn standing right behind us.
Bourne can never. Always has to have his intimidating Valkyrie nearby.
Not to.
I have a very bad feeling about all of this.
Is she as tall as Kaporin? Because otherwise I feel like she'd kind of be hiding behind him a little bit. You'd see like her arm or her hair, but you wouldn't like
She's
see her.
what, 3 inches shorter,
Yeah.
but about
Oh, Jesus.
about a foot wider.
Holy crap. Why
The
are you
bulk-
guys so freaking tall?
I
It's just those two.
know.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I'm talking to. Like, two of Rashi would be like your height. Jesus.
But we approached the gentleman with the loot.
All right. He's sitting there just kind of quietly mumbling to himself as he's fondly caressing the loot.
Excuse me. Hopefully Rashi's translating while we're doing this.
No, she's just gonna stand there blankly staring at you after agreeing to help you translate. Yes, she's gonna be translating, or interpreting, rather.
And to make it easy, we'll just... And he turns around and looks at the 3 of you. Kind of
Are
just wide-eyed, just staring, like waiting for something more.
Are you planning on buying that?
Oh, well, I don't, I'm not going to be marrying it anytime soon. So yes, if I'm here to possibly buy something, then this seems like a worthwhile venture.
Of course. Same reason why I'm here.
Oh, competitor. Just
Wait,
have it be known that this was originally my father's.
Insight check?
Sure. It's hard to read, old man. You don't deal with too many old people.
We're science old people, so. Oh, your father's, you say?
Yes, and his father before him won it in a card game.
Ah, I see. It's a fine instrument, I had to say.
Yes, he won it in a card game against a Triton individual who had just come to the mainland. Oh gosh, what is it? I believe he come here to try and find a new way of living. He was cast out upon the sea after trying to rule a noble woman in the elven lands. When her father found out about it, she could not bear to see him perish, so she cast him away and took him onto a boat. And
Interesting.
What?
Interesting story.
yes, and when he was on the boat, he had a change of heart and wanted to swim back to her, so he leapt from the boat, and started to make his way back, but the current was too strong, not used to the currents off the storm dance lands, they're a bit tricky further out into the water. But he washed up upon the beach not too far from here, and with only a few items to his name, he was looking to test his luck. It seems like his life was not a lucky one, though, as
Seems not.
he lost the loot as well, and so my grandfather won it then and passed it directly to his son, my father. And my father loved this loot. You see here, and he points to a small portion on the back of it where a bit of fabric seems to have been adhered to the back of it, almost kind of like Velcro-esque. This here is so he could hold it up against himself and it would catch on his tunic and it wouldn't fall, so he could go with a flourish as he plays the lute. He just does a simple strum across it.
Or Cha sort of pats Rashi on the back and is like,
And when he
you
does
can
so, he
breathe
goes invisible.
underwater.
Wait, what does Rachel say?
He pats Rashi on the back after translating that whole story, going, you can breathe underwater, in a way of like, take a breath.
As he does the strum on the lute, he goes invisible.
Wait, doesn't Bryn have blind sight?
Nice.
Yeah, if she's in combat, it's 20 feet. If she's not in combat, it's 10 feet.
All right. Could I sense, I guess, anything?
Well, he openly says, "Oh shit, I forgot it does that.
Where did you go?
I'm still here. Not. How the fuck do I do this again?" You just start hearing notes being played in front of you.
Let him keep doing this, maybe it'll get him kicked out.
Let's see if I. Was it G chord? No, it wasn't G chord. It was Crap! It's been a while. I think it was C chord. Then he plays another instrument. Fuck! You just hear his voice slightly raising up in the room.
Since I could, I guess, sense him, could I try to sit him back down where he was?
Give me a dex check as your reaction.
I love this man.
Rashi's gonna turn to Kaporan while Bryn's trying to figure out where he's at, and not in Durgar, obviously, and say, like, maybe you can offer him the book. He seems a rather scholarly fellow.
Well,
I mean, once we can see him.
I would love to offer him the book, but
it's not his store.
it's not his loot yet. So we must first attempt to get the loot, and if none else fails,
Oh my, they haven't dusted up here in forever.
guess looking around is like, where the hell?
I love him so much.
I think he's floating. I think.
Oh.
Yes, but if he wants to buy it, then maybe you could say, well, here, take this instead, and then you can buy the loot.
It's going to be very expensive.
Yes, the point of the trade is that the book is almost of equal price. So
Yeah.
Fellow, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you're starting to bald on top.
who's he
You just see
talking to?
you just see a random like Durgar kind of like quickly reach up to the top of his head and like look around as to who said this, and then kind of like goes back down to
I
it.
think he's floating somewhere in the air.
Do I still sense him, or is he?
No, he's out of your range.
Right.
The ceilings here go up like a good 20 feet, so. You just constantly hear a little, oh, fuck, shit.
I love this man so much.
Kaporan, maybe go to the shopkeep and see if you can help the poor man.
Yes, Rashi, come with me, please, as we try to push our way to the front counter where we know
Excuse me, miss. Can you get to the door? It's kind of stuck on my britches. You just see a random girl kind of like awkwardly look around and then just open the door next to you hear a ting 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 ting, like overtly extra of the ringing bell for the door than it usually does when it opens. It seems like
Is he trying to steal this thing? Is that what's happening right here?
Shopkeep!
I mean, I think he
Yeah.
is, even if it's an accident.
Yes, you. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm
You want to
interested
just
in
look at everything again?
Well, actually, I was hoping to make a trade, but seems-
No trades. Either you got something to sell or you got something to buy.
I have something to sell you in hopes to buy something.
Put it on the table.
Here's the book, but the gentleman behind me.
Yeah, let me see this book.
Kaporan hands over Theron's book.
Kind
And
of opens his hands over the book and extends and kind of waves them a little bit. You feel a slight gust of air around you. This book's not all bad. I can give you 2,000 trillion for it.
okay, that's Kaporan and being math fun. Though that's how much did we pay for this book? Bryn's actually busy doing something else.
He's talking common to you.
Oh, okay. With the 24, does Kaporan notice that like any commotions going around in the store that would indicate the gentleman being?
Nope. I mean, you hear the ringing of the bell, which sounds like a little extra, but besides that,
Okay.
nothing like no glasses breaking, no one's falling all over themselves. So
250 platinum.
never do
You
math
said the
on stream.
shopkeep speaking common.
Yeah.
Okay, why are you trying to do math?
I'm trying to figure out how much we paid for the stupid thing.
Don't say okay.
Oh, I'm like this is Kaporan just doing math in his head, but
So
Okay.
see Kaporan go real quiet.
you just imagine like the freaking math equations going through his head and
Math kitty, yeah.
but Kaporan was like, okay. Wait, how much is the? God, this is what happens when I don't do anything for a week.
Mm-hmm. $250
It would be-
platinum is
it's like-
2,500 gold.
Yeah, 2,500
So it's like
gold.
4,000 trillion.
5,000.
5,000.
5,000.
So you're
Dear
buying
Lord.
at 40, or you're selling at 40% basically right now.
Which is like a real big loss.
It's a pawn shop.
Yeah.
How much was the loot? It was 3,000 trillion.
Last time you asked, yep.
Oh, last time I asked. Okay. Kaporan's like would call over Brain's like 2,000 trillium,
You turn around and just see Bryn kind of like
grasping at air.
all the shorter Duragar are just looking at her like tall people. They don't get as much oxygen up there.
We're below or underground.
Yeah, even worse.
Brain, are you all right over there?
Well, I swear they're suffering from vertigo like all the time.
Wait, who's talking? Is that the count? Is that the?
There's just someone over near Bryn, so Bryn's just hearing. I should.
But I'm sure they're pointing and looking at me, so I
No, no,
Meanwhile, Rashi's trying not to like fall over laughing because they're kind of poking fun at what she's doing.
Bryn, he's offering 2,000 trillion for the book. Does that sound?
I'll go over there so he doesn't have to shout across the room.
Oh, I didn't know you need your mommy with you.
Can Richa try and? Well, obviously he was sort of keeping track of the guy, but does the guy seem to have left with the loot?
Elvis has left the building.
Gotcha.
The lady
Can-
opened the door.
Yeah, at that moment, could Richa have bailed to like see if he could keep track of him or no?
You can certainly try.
Can I also try? Nori's not doing anything.
Sure. So you guys
What do
both
I roll?
you guys both start to move out of the brown tiara. Go ahead and give me perception checks with disadvantage. Meanwhile, Bryn, you get summoned over to Kaporin, who's
My
giving you the
passive
price.
is better than that.
The gentleman is offering 2,000 for the book.
If you look at the book, Val, does it look worse than when we bought it, I guess?
No,
Looks the
it's
same.
magical,
Okay.
so it doesn't get affected. That's why he brought it underwater.
Okay.
It's kind of like looking at Bryn for confirmation. It's like, how much did you pay for this? Because Kaporin walked out during that transaction because he was getting yelled at by the other shopkeep.
Well, yeah, you're saying his shit wasn't good enough.
He's speaking common, so Rashi isn't really needed. I want to take a look around the pawn shop since
Yeah.
gonna assume she probably has never been in here, or maybe has passed by it but has never looked around.
Easy enough to do. Go ahead and make an investigation check. Yeah, Nori Rashaw. He's not making any more noises. And you're not sure what was casted on him besides invisibility. So you're not sure. He's got two choices, either fly or levitate. Could have been either one. Which would
Well, he
very
seemed
much
to have a lack of control.
Yeah. So either way, both of them are not good for his situation.
Just look for a blood splatter later.
Richa's just gonna be hanging out outside though, to see if he can spot him.
Yeah, I'd also like to be doing that. I'm very much debating turning into a bat, but it's the middle of the day and turning into a bat would be very noticeable. As fun as it would be.
I think this town has the same policy of magic as long as it's not hurting anyone.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, someone trying to swat the bat out of the sky, because with bat I have 1 HP, so I instantly fall.
Rashi, as far as looking around at items in the store, it's a pawn shop, so there are a few knickknacks in here that seem interesting. But as far as anything of use that you couldn't get probably in better condition somewhere else, there's not a whole lot. The only thing that sticks out is a little metallic trinket. It's about 4 inches long, and it looks like a little dragon. It seems to be made out of possibly gold, or maybe it's just gold plated, but it is very fine craftsmanship.
Ooh,
But that is
I think I know what that is, or could be.
that is the only real item of worth, and it is kind of displayed as such. Well, besides the loot, but that is bye Miss American Pie.
Okay, so can I want to go over to it and like try and like pick it up to like look at it and sort of eyeball it, like
Okay.
the craftsmanship of it?
Oh, it's very well made. Almost a perfect replica of what you would guess a dragon looks like. But it just stands there. Its mouth is open. It's in a attack posture type of stance with its tail wrapped around. But it is minute detail. It's very well done.
I would have to go to the shopkeep to see how much it is, huh?
Yeah. This one itself, if you try to walk away with it, it tugs. It won't go too far. It goes only 15 feet before something magically is tethering it to its location.
Okay. So I'd have to go to the shopkeep and then ask him about it without it in my hand. Okay, so...
But first we got Bryn and Kaporan.
Yeah, we
We're
gotta
still...
finish that thing first.
You just said the things are all of the things magically tethered?
No.
No, okay.
That particular item.
Only the small items that might be able to fit in someone's pocket would be.
Gotcha.
Yeah, if you're stashing a loot in your pocket, you're like a giant at that point, and you're not fitting in the shop.
Or a child with a magical bag.
Well, it's a small loot.
Oh.
By the way, so do you want it, or you just gonna look at shit again?
Well, currently, no, I don't want it, since the loot he was looking at getting just vanished outside your door with the invisible man.
Oh, Wentworth. He'll be back.
What?
What did he say?
He'll be back?
Wentworth, he'll be back.
Oh.
You're not worried about somebody taking something so valuable from you?
I know him. He's the one that pawned it in the first place. He pawns it, he buys it back, he pawns it, he buys it back.
So this is a common routine with him, it seems.
Yeah, I make a bit of money on the side from it, and yeah. He comes in, he plays with it every once in a while. Sometimes does some things. He's starting to lose it a little bit up on top, you know.
Yeah, that's what it seems.
But he's good for it, and I know where he lives, so I can just buzz his kneecaps out later if I need to.
Well, then I'm honestly don't think we need to sell this book yet, Kaporan, since he doesn't have what you want.
Oh yeah, that sounds about right. You coming in here and just wasting my time. Move along. Yes, can I help you?
As Rashi is there.
Yes, the little gold dragon. What's the price on that?
Oh yeah, it's called Dragon Charm. Interesting little device. My brother actually made this item. It's a bit pricey, but it packs a punch. Altogether, I can let it go for 2,000 trillium. But it is it's got a few extra little tidbits in it.
Rashi's face kind of drops and he's like, oh, I really want that, but that's out of my price range currently.
It's here if you want it. I can't. You see the amount of patronage that I do have in here, so I can't be holding it on for you and nothing like that. But if you get the hankering to spend a Bitcoin, it's here when you return.
Okay, thank you.
Goes back to kind of like leaning and just sourpuss facing the crowd of people who are not really buying anything.
I mean, it is a pawn shop. Lots of people come in to look around.
Warren's gonna head over to Nori. Nori.
Nori's outside with her jaw, staring up into the sky. Where'd he go?
Making sure he grabs the book and heading outside straight to Nori. It's like, Nori, do you think you can track him?
Bryn will follow, just about outside as well.
I can try, but if you get any information from the shopkeeper on price for that thing, we even get the loot with
Price for that thing. That's all I heard.
price. Are we getting that? Or did we get a price for that thing, or are we still in the dark?
For the
Remember,
loot or for
guys,
the book?
her throat is
for the book.
kind of sore.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the book is worth.
I'll figure out. What?
He said the book was worth him $2,000. Worth to him 2,000 trillion. $2,000. What are dollars?
Doll hairs? What are those?
Doll hairs? What? It's worth 2,000 trillion to him, but since the loot's no longer here, it's not no longer interested in selling it. But we did get a name. What was the name of the stupid guy?
Wentworth, and apparently he'll be back. He does this quite frequently, apparently. He sells it, and then he gets it, and then he sells it. So if we can find out where he lives, we might be able to get him to part with it.
Try and sell the. I guess you could try and sell him straight in the book. He looked kind of scholarly. Maybe he'd want the book.
He's also losing it in the head a little bit, so
That's what the shopkeep says, but we don't know exactly what that means, or if it's how true that is.
Kaporan, he's like, that story kind of seemed like he lost it, like he's kind of grandpa style, but he's not gonna argue with that. Like, we haven't confirmed it yet, but he's kind of like, he seems about there. But yes, it sounds like he's in this cycle of selling it and buying it. Maybe we can help him with that. Kaporan just kind of looks. Kaporan's kind of got a greedy look in his eyes right now, and he's like, "Do you mind helping me, Nori, find him?"
I can try, but my throat is making spells hard. But I'm going to, in a place where it's not. Oh, there's so many people. So, what was our view on magic? Because you said at one point that there was a no magic area, and at some point it was a yes magic area. So I am confused. If I were to cast magic, am I getting thrown in prison?
Kember is basically here. If you don't, Balar, it said basically with Kember, if you're not harming anybody, they kind of are like, yeah, whatever. So as long as you're not casting like offensive magic at people, you'll be fine.
All right, I'm going to cast my last second level spell and cast Locate Object. And I got an 82, so the casting goes through. So if he is within 1,000 feet, I know where the loot is.
So you're casting it on the loot?
Yes.
Warren gives a ornate description of what the loot was.
I saw the loot.
Stop making her talk so much.
Mentally to Rashi, she just goes, "Thank you."
Buy you some cough medicine or something.
So, cast Locate Object. It does go through. And you get a ping from the loot. Judging on the distance between the discs, you're guessing it is currently somewhere on the 6th disc.
Yeah, we're not getting that fucker back. It's on
like,
the 6th disc.
Seems like Fly was casted and not just Levitate.
I was so ready to catch him if he fell out of the sky in 5 minutes.
Oh dear. Well, maybe Valar can help us. Maybe he knows this individual and can help us talk with him on a level we can get to.
Seems like we'll have to try that for now. But let us. Maybe a lot of us are hurting for our spells at the moment and whatnot. Let's go get a rest in first. and
It's
I'll
the
try
middle
again
of the
later.
day. Seems a little early to
Look,
sleep.
We only took a short rest, but yeah.
Yeah, you guys only had a short rest.
So we're all
So
very
technically, yeah, we're pretty close to exhaustion at the moment, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
It's like a 4-hour travel.
Well, you guys were having the dolphins help you, and then everything. So, you guys are probably a few hours away from garnering exhaustion, but exhaustion really more sets in if you continue past a point rather than it just like snapping in.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, you guys are getting close to it.
Yeah, Kaporin's kind of like really wants the stupid thing. I call it stupid thing, but I really want it. But he knows that this is a repeat. Why am I speaking out? Let's go rest. I don't know why I'm thinking.
Kaporin's tired. He wants to sleep.
Kaporin's been like muttering.
Apparently, Kaporin's player is also tired and needs to sleep.
As far as so I have it for 7 days. Is it after every long rest, or is it just full on 7
Long
days?
rest.
Okay, so I'll have one less thing after the long rest. Okay.
Nori just ends up sleeping for 7 days worth of long rest.
Nope. I'm gonna
sleep.
stay here, guys. I'm just gonna keep just cranking it out.
No, I'm not going to metagame that.
I mean, to be fair, as a person, I have slept for like 2 or 3 days straight, like waking up for maybe an hour each day, so it is possible.
So, you guys heading back to the Fluffy Pegasus?
The all-white fluffy Pegasus, yes.
Rocky, do you want to go check in with Leah? And all since we're back?
Oh, yeah, we probably should. That way that he knows we made it back. And we can see what is going on with the other thing you need help with that he doesn't like that I'm involved in.
You can also get a shield.
Definitely going to be looking. But
I mean,
I'm
you will,
sure
you
he would
will,
like to see Rashi.
you'll get a good deal from him if he has some cool shields.
Yes, but I think you were probably the more important thing to him right now. So I think we're gonna head over to his shop.
All right.
I is going to stealth away, and we'll do this first, but I'll tell you after they're done.
Roger that.
Every time.
So, you, following Rashi, you guys head back to Balar's, nope, everyone sees you. Head, back to, Balar's shop, which it's the middle of the day, so he is working, and there are a few individuals that are perusing his wares. But catches sight of you as you're coming up, Rashi, and kind of stops mid-hammer and... Alright, are you, go have lunch or something. My Rashi's here. Need to, give us some time. They kind of, like, look at him like, the fuck? And him being a bigger Durgar individual themselves, he kind of just, like, slams the hammer down real hard on the table once and just kind of like... And they're like, okay, fuck it.
And we're going.
They're like, oh, okay, fuck, shit.
Yeah, like the cockroaches when you turn the lights on. Scatter. He kind of makes sure everyone is gone from his front area, and then just extends his arms out as you start getting closer. And then he sees Bryn. Sees Bryn's not so healthy appearance. And then kind of like lowers his arms and squints his eyes a little bit. And what was first meant to be an embrace open to you, Rashi, by the time you get to him, he puts his hands out and catches your shoulders instead. I'm guessing it didn't go so well.
You could say that. He's a lot more difficult than you warned us about.
That makes sense. He doesn't deal with the best individuals of the society. Alright. I'm in. Don't need you all making a scene out here.
And kind of just turns to go back into the little back room that he has that you guys were in prior.
Are we all there?
I don't think Rashaw is.
Rachaw snuck off.
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, he snuck off very obviously, and we just went, all right, Rachaw's doing something.
It's normal. We're used to it.
But yeah,
okay.
if you two wanted to, you can either go back to the Fluffy Pegasus or be with them.
One wants to go see Baylor. But yeah, we're going back.
Okay, so you're with them? Okay. So as Rashi goes through and Bryn goes through and then Kaporin goes through and he's just kind of like looking at Kaporin's weirdly mended pants. And as Nori starts to walk by, he kind of just looks back at Nori just like with a quizzical look on his face like, the fuck happened?
Nori just kind of shrugs and goes,
After everyone goes back inside, he takes his regular seat on the cot that's back here next to Rashi. So, not quite what you expected.
Not at all.
Not quite as prepared as you thought you'd be?
That's a word for it, I suppose.
Kind of looking back on my words and seeing them in a new light, huh?
Just gonna nod.
I may not have had kids of my own, but should probably take some elders' advice when they decide to hand it out. Told you Qatar was bad news.
You're right, and I will always admit that.
I
What about
don't
now?
see.
Whoops, just fucking slapped the shit out of my mic.
I don't see all of your compatriots here.
I have an out of character question real quick before
Yeah.
someone jumps in. Okay, so we can't talk. So is it like we can't talk about anything that happened?
You
So
don't
like,
know.
we
Only
can't even
person that
talk
knows
about
is
like, oh
Rachel.
yeah. Okay, no, but what I mean, like, so like, oh, so we'd have to like try it as a character to see like what we could or could not say.
To an extent, yeah.
Let's not
I
try
believe-
and get him killed.
I believe the way he said it was you all got the sense that something bad will happen to Racha if somebody talks.
No, yeah, I know. I was just trying to see if like we got a sense of like, you know, because it was like, oh, you can't talk about what you saw, and I was like, I'm thinking
You won't
like,
be
well,
you won't be
can we-
physically restrained about talking about it like Bryn is with her other deal.
well, no, that wasn't my question. My question was more about like, obviously we can't talk about like the ship or like the beings or whatever, but like, our portion of like swimming out to the ship, or like, you know, being underwater, like if that counted or not. But basically what I'm understanding
That
is
would be
outside.
that'd be a try it and see what happens. You're not. He didn't specify, and even Richaw, that would be a very gray area, even in his understanding of the contract of when it starts and when it finishes. Just you
And
could pour
Baylor,
like randomly talking to a guy at a bar. Yeah, so we totally had this ghost ship, and then you just see Richaw.
Oh no, I'm imagining when I go in this scenario, I'm going like the Drag Me to Hell, the very end of that movie, where you literally just get dragged to hell through the ground.
No, it's gonna be like fighting the Balrog. Run,
So
you fools!
so he's gonna level up afterwards, is what you're saying.
It's gotta fight the battle and win. Not everyone can be Gandalf. Alright, but yeah, so you don't know exactly when the cutoff point is on how much information you're allowed to give.
Kaporn does not feel like he wants to test that water, and he's like, Baylor asked what happened, right? Is that
No, he just asked. He asked that, or he noticed that we all weren't there, right?
Yeah, he's mainly just asking if people died.
Richaw and Saren are out there. They didn't want to come.
All right. Well,
Kind of just turns his head to you, Bryn, and just dead stares you in the eye.
what the fuck happened?
He like almost instinctually goes to cover Rashi's ears when he's about to say fuck, but then like you see the jerk motion to go do it, and then he kind of like retreats back, and he's like, "She's old enough."
I still say language, but that's just because I don't like cursing that often.
Rashi, you gotta understand, sometimes there's times where it's acceptable.
I'll look back at him. A lot of bullshit that you said, like you said, we weren't prepared for, and I don't think any of us want to relive.
Well,
Really hoping he doesn't look at Russian's face.
He's just melting holes into Bryn's eyes right now.
Written across Rashi's face. No, that's how we tell the world. It's just written on Rashi's. We tell no one.
Yeah,
Valor
pretty
just
much.
insights the hell
Like,
out of this.
yeah, just like her face is just like, like clearly, clearly something happened.
Biting fingernails, just trying to hold it back.
Yeah, pretty much. She's not really. I would imagine
Hopefully.
she's not used to keeping stuff from him.
Yeah.
well, hopefully you never have to relive it. But at least you all made it out of there. So I can go ahead and let your mother know we're gonna have 6 more for dinner. Yeah.
Saren won't want to join. He is.
Poppycock, he's joining.
On our way to
You hear a very, very, very soft whisper, like a whimper, escape Rashi's lips, and she's like, and she covers her mouth because she doesn't know if anyone else heard
What
it.
happened?
he wasn't our friend, and decided he wanted to leave us.
Nori
on
is
our
going to
track,
walk
Kaporan.
forward.
Kaporan, deception check,
Yeah.
persuasion. Can I be persuasion?
It's not persuasive. Oh, you better
I know.
roll high, boy.
Oh damn.
Valar's got that dad insight.
Well, I imagine also like just his experience being
Oh
a
yeah,
person too. He runs a shop. He has to sort of tell like
it's all
people
written
are trying
across
to deceive
Kaporan's
him or
face
not
now
to.
as well.
Yeah.
Warren's not. He had a change of heart. Yeah, change
I
of
mean,
heart.
Rashi's sort of
He's not-
sitting behind Valar. That's why he can't see her.
Nori's
not
going
lying.
to Nori's going to walk forward, not forward, but just kind of. Imagine she was towards the back a little bit, 'cause that's where she is in most conversations, and she's gonna essentially go, Saren is not with us. We can't talk about certain things. I want to, I really do, but I can't. And she's just looking
you
directly
guys
at him.
got yourself all fucked.
Yes, we did.
Which one of you is it?
The bird.
Ah, fuck. I like the bird.
So do I.
I like how the antisocial ones being the most.
He takes off his little leather skull cap that he has on while he works, and he kind of just like twiddles it between his fingers.
Oh. You all fucked the pooch. Real bad.
Interesting expression, but okay.
I think that's an understatement, and I think we all understand that.
Well, as far as those deals go, I'm not sure. The last person to break one had to go to a different continent, to a holy site, and basically get himself cleansed. The 3 other people before that one, the only way they broke it was by dying. Don't think they really broke it either. More so, just finished. Don't tell your mother about this one.
Just when we pipe up and tell them what Rashi tried to do. Bryn wouldn't say that though.
No.
Rashi's like doing this behind him, like that like motion or whatever, like don't say anything. Like she's trying really hard not to. She's like, ooh.
All right.
Kaporan's like, oh,
Good.
Kaporan says like, but we kept our promise and kept her safe.
Really?
That
Deception
well,
check.
I mean,
Don't lie. Don't lie. Lying is bad. This is why Nori's being truthful here. You don't have to make
Wasn't
a
that
deception
actually
check.
a
You're just
truth?
being inaccurate.
I mean, technically, we did do our best to keep her safe.
Yeah,
He didn't say.
She I'm
Yeah,
sorry?
but you didn't keep her safe. And put her in a very dangerous position.
Oh yes, we did.
She came back in one piece, thanks by the grace of her god and her healing powers.
Pretty much.
Kaporan just retract that
wait,
statement.
what happened to me? Other than the,
Okay.
I'm part of some weird pact.
No, Kaporan just said that they kept you safe.
Nori just kind of glares at Kaparan.
You already said it, so
She's still glaring at him.
I mean, you could purposely fail. You might as well have purposely failed.
Yeah.
Homeboy got a plus 16 to insight, so
Dear Lord!
expertise
What?
will do that.
He got a what?
He's got a plus 16 to insight.
Can we know what he rolled?
He rolled a 15. So that was a 31.
Yeah, Kaporan's not Kaporan.
I mean, he could roll a 2 and pass.
So he just kind of deadpan stares at you for a bit. Right.
You're not helping, Kaporan.
Kept
You're
us
not
safe
helping.
when you made a deal with Qatar. That sounds like two things that go together all the time.
Kaporan just kind of loot and just is like,
How about we just not talk about anything that's happened on your guys' end in the last
day or so. Especially
That would be
around
much appreciated.
Rashi's mother, because you think I'm bad.
Yeah, she's gonna get real. She's not gonna ever let me leave again.
She won't let them leave. At least alive.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's true too.
Well, as far as information goes, I was able to talk to. Actually, hold on, let me see who he was able to talk to.
this is a fitting background right now.
Everyone frantically goes through their backgrounds like, okay, what can I put?
That should just be our like entire campaign background. It's fine.
Well, I was able to talk to Throzek about possibly setting a trade scenario or a purchasing contract for some arms. He's willing to meet you all either today or tomorrow, whichever you prefer. He's a prickly individual, got to be talked to just the right way. So, let's say go into that conversation with a plan.
Do you have a suggestion?
Not fucking it up.
Excellent.
Right.
I don't mean to be harsh, but I've known you for all about 2 days, and one of those days you were with Qatar, sealing away one of your friend's souls.
This is a fair assumption, and I don't blame you for it.
I would go in with exactly what you need and want to say. Someone who can confidently negotiate and already have everything down that you want or need prior to going into the conversation, just like any good negotiation is. You don't want to be haggling all day. You just want to go in there and be like, okay, this is as high as I'm going to go, this is as low as I'm going to go. And fucking do it.
Kaporan, you just see Kaporan with a notebook, like with his notebook, like jotting everything down. It's like, okay.
This is the most socially awkward bard I've ever met.
I'm so sorry.
I imagine everyone just starts laughing.
I wasn't always
breaker.
this way. Kaporan just like over there with like the tear in his eyes, like, I wasn't always this way.
It's alright, son. Someone must have hurt you in the past.
Oh no. That's so sad.
You could say that.
I mean, he makes me look not socially awkward sometimes.
Balar kind of doesn't turn to look at Rashi when she says this, but kind of just like looks at the rest of you guys like, right, so going in there with a plan, someone who can confidently negotiate and concise. You don't want to be going off on tangents, possibly saying too much about other things and ruining a deal. Happens more often than you'd think. And whatever you do, don't drink.
I have a 5-day sober chip. Well,
you gotta pretend you're drinking, or else the deal's not gonna be made. Deals are only made over drinks.
Nori is formulating a plan.
once you get to drinking against a dog, I doubt any of you have ever tried doing that. Let's just say we are genetically better at it.
Kaporan has a plan as well.
Why do I think Kaporan's involves taking off his shirt?
It's always involves taking off the shirt. It has to come off at least once.
It's because drinking's involved, and whenever drinking's involved with Kaporan, his fucking clothes fall off. That's why you feel that.
Every time, too.
I'm like that country song. Every time I start drinking, my clothes come falling off. If I had some earrings, it would probably fall off too. But hey, just have a tablecloth nearby.
I'm not gonna be there. Let you all deal with that one. But I can get you passage down to the 5th disc. So you can have this conversation. I can only take 2 of you, though. Unfortunately, Rashi, you're not going to be able to go.
That's fine. I don't want to go anyway. I'd like to sit this one out.
Charles not here. Kaporan looks over the brain. It's like, maybe you two?
We'll figure it out. I definitely think
And we're-
that's probably a better plan, though, to meet with him.
Because I am very low on spells. I have 3 first level.
Yeah, probably not be doing spells down there either. That's not the best idea.
Oh no, yeah. I've put that together as much.
But yeah, like I said, either today or tomorrow. Either one's fine.
Definitely tomorrow, I think. That's the better option for us.
Alright. Alright. So, if you go tomorrow, then, I'll tell your mother to have dinner ready for tomorrow, so you guys can, swing by, have dinner. She's been asking some questions already. Should be fun. Shakes his head.
Yeah. Lots of fun.
Yeah, lots of fun.
Lots of fun.
No,
But Balar, make sure there's no chicken, please. Richard doesn't like other birds to be eaten.
That makes sense. He's fine with hog, right? Bacon.
Kaporan like, Kaporan
He
nods.
hasn't
Yeah,
had
I'm good with
anything.
bacon.
Alright. We killed one yesterday, so we've got it all spit up and seasoning right now.
Oh, fresh boar. That's so good.
Okay, well, if you all don't have any more heart-wrenching news to tell me, I do have to open my shop back again at some point.
Yeah, I mostly just wanted to make sure you were able to see Rashi when we got back.
I appreciate it. And
then-
don't appreciate it at the same time. It's a tumultuous turmoil going on inside.
I understand. Oh, yeah.
But it's good to see her alive. Man, didn't think I'd have to say that anytime soon. Don't make that a recurring thing I have to keep saying.
I agree.
I think we all agree.
I'd like to stay alive too. Bryn, you should look at the shields while you're here. You need a new one.
What happened? You know what? Never mind. Shields. Yeah, I've got quite a few that you can take a look at.
I'll happily look at the shield.
Give you the friendly price. How much of a shield are you looking for?
I have no idea what the hell that means.
How much do you want to spend?
I don't even remember what I spent for that one. Holy crap, I don't know. I don't know. That's like 600 trillion-ish, up to that.
All right, so he would direct you to. He's got regular shields. He's got.
I want something that was about, I guess, either like the +1 shield or better. I don't honestly don't remember how much I
Yeah.
spent on that one.
He's got a +1 shield as well. He's also got. So out of all the shields that he's showing you, he shows you a regular shield, a couple different variations. He shows you a +1 shield. He shows you a. It's a. It's a shield, but it is fashioned to look like a bear's paw. So it kind of looks like that, but a bear's paw instead. And then for 300 trillium, those are the only ones he shows you. You see about 5 more shields off to the side of varying different design and degrees, but with a 300 trillium cap, he's not showing those.
I thought she said 600.
Oh,
600.
Yeah, 600 trillium, 300 gold, 150 platinum. I did all the math.
Jeez, it's like you're a teacher or something.
No, I just gotta keep track of this shit, so I have to be quick on it, or else I feel like I'm gonna, I don't even know, lose my mind on it, I guess.
Oh, if only
Yeah.
I could use metal.
Yeah, he still only shows you those shields. The other 5 reside out of the price range.
Okay.
But as far as those ones that you see a shield with a giant eye emblazoned on the front.
These are the ones that are out of, that he didn't show me?
Yeah. You see a shield that has what looks to be 5 arrows that are dug into it, but they're broken off halfway. They look to be a construct made with the shield, so it's not like they're arrows shot into it. It looks like it was created with the arrows. You also have a much larger shield. It's longer, and it seems to be all metal. There's no wood to it. And then you have a shield that has this ever faint bit of black mist kind of skirting the edges of the shield itself. Like it's dripping off, but dripping away from the shield at the same time. And then the last shield, it's metallic made, but it seems to be banded with hard leathers of varying different degrees. It
it's shaped. I don't even know how to explain it. It comes down to a point. It kind of looks like an arrowhead, upside down. So it's it's rounded to a point, and the top is flat. But it's banded, so that means all the edges have these thick leathers on it. They're all like earth colors, browns, blacks, little speckling of white in there. But the shield itself seems to have like hide front to it, and it sits at the very top of all the other shields. And every now and then you see what looks to be dust kind of exude from its sides in an almost rhythmic fashion, as if it's breathing.
Warren starts playing a song to the rhythm of the dust.
We will rock you.
Now I need to play that song at least once.
Like I told Bryn's first character, if you ever get the inspiration to give inspiration or do one of your spells or whatever, and I say how you do it, and you do something that is fucking just on point, case in point, you can't use this one. If you're gonna cast Thunder Wave, and I'm like, okay, how do you do it? And you go, thunder. I'd be like, fuck yeah, you blow everyone away, god damn it. Like, that's, so something like that, I'd just be like, yep, they all immediately fail.
Mental note, Kaporan's gonna have to start being able to do that on the fly.
It's all situational. So yeah, Bryn, those are the 5 shields that are outside of the 600 trillion price range that you said. And you guys all see this happening too, where Bryn gives her price range for her item. And you see how much she doesn't get shown. And this is after discount.
Kaporan's over there with his loot. It's like, is that breathing? Pointing at the top one.
Bellar's focusing on Bryn. She's the one
Kaporan's
spending
like,
the money.
Kaporan's showing that to Nori. He's like, is that what? He's like, can I hold you up and like take you?
Nora
Alright,
just
Bryn.
like shaking her head. No, I don't want to be picked up.
I do not consent.
Also, I don't think you're strong enough to pick me up.
Alright, Bryn?
There you go. What's the story behind the one that looks like a bear paw?
Oh, that one. That one's known as a pyre bear shield. Not only giving you a bit more protection than most shields do, it also comes with an imbued spell. Burning Hands. You can do it twice a day, but it's a little extra.
How much is this one?
The bear shield?
Yeah, sorry.
After discount for you guys, taking such wonderful care of my Rashi, you guys are looking at about 1,200 trillion. It's not easy getting an enchanter down here to, enchant spells into things that you can constantly use over and over again.
It's normally 2,000 trillion.
Will you take a magic book for it?
Doesn't seem like he's the magic book type.
I guess she just finds it interesting that he lumped it in with the group that he did.
What, the group of stuff that's too expensive for you?
No, the bear. I thought the bear paw one was.
No, that one's out of your range.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought that was one that he.
No, I said.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah, no, because the
So
5 was the eye on the front, the arrow, the longer shield.
3.
There was one with like black mist, and then there was the rhythmic breathing one.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was weird wording because I interpreted it the same, but the bear paw was part of the stuff she could get.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at everything's kind of smashed together on my price list here.
Oh no, I get it.
Pyre Bear Shield is usually 1,500 trillium. It would be about 800 for you.
Wow, that's a really significant discount that he gives.
If it helps keep his family safe.
It's the partial.
I mean, in one piece anyway. I don't know how safe she is, but she's in one piece.
Coming back alive, I guess, is the better terminology.
True. It's true. She has all her limbs intact.
God, I want to ask about the other ones, but I also know they're going to be a lot more expensive.
Doesn't hurt to ask.
Okay, I'll ask about them.
Which one?
The arrow one seems interesting. That's probably the one she'd ask about first. Because the one at the tippy shop is.
You ignore it.
It is called the Arrow Catching Shield. You get an extra +2 bonus to your AC against range attacks. In addition to the regular +2. And whenever an attacker makes a range attack against a target that's within 5 feet of you, you can use your reaction to become the target, the target of the attack instead. So it'd be a +4 to any ranged attack.
Even more so, Kaporin's going to stick behind Bryn.
I feel like all of you try to stay back and Bryn goes to fight, so.
Yeah, the price on the arrow catching shield is. That's the one. That would be 1,200 trillium. Any other ones?
Oh, let's do the eyeball one.
Hold on, I've lost it in my notes. Ah. Okay.
$3.99.
This one's called a Sentinel Shield. While holding the shield, you have advantage on initiative rolls and perception checks. That one also would be 1,200 trillium for you.
Isn't that like the feet sentinel? Or is that
No, the Feed Sentinel allows you to do your reaction against a target moving away from you to stop them from moving. So if you attack and hit them, they lose all their movement for their turn. Any others, Bryn?
I'm assuming that the farther they go up, the pricier they get.
A little bit.
Yep. No, she doesn't want to waste his time on that. Although they are interesting.
Are you
but-
sure? I mean, they're quite nicely made.
All right.
I take pride in my work. What can I say?
Oh, I'd love to hear it then.
All right, which one?
Well, let's look at the top one then.
Ah, yes. This one came to me through one of Qatar's finds, and then I had to do some more work on it. This is an animated shield. When you have it and you're tuned to it, you can speak a specific word, and the shield will leap from your arms into the air and hover in your space to protect you as if you were wielding it, but leaves both of your hands free. The shield remains animated for 1 minute, or you can use a bonus action to end the effect, or if you are incapacitated or die. And at that point, it will fall to the ground, or if you have a hand free, it'll automatically return to your hand. So it allows you to have a shield, but dual wield as well. Dual hands. Larger weapons.
Is that like a once per day kind of thing, or just?
Nope. Whenever. Hence the price.
I feel like I don't even want to know the price. But I want to know the price, but I don't want to know the price.
For the family discount, 3,300 trillium. Usually 5,000 trillium. Any other shield?
Points like, take my book, Bryn. Go buy that.
And
Can
with
you even use shields?
and
Huh?
no, he meant for her.
Yeah.
And with that, you know how I told you every shield, as it gets more and more magical, it gains an extra 100 HP. That one would have 500 HP.
Is it legendary?
Maybe. Any other shields you want to hear about?
Warren seriously just gave you the book, Bryn, by the way.
Do you want the loot? Oh god.
You've got the large iron shield, and then you have the smoky shield left, I think.
Alright, let's just learn about all of them just so I can fucking debate my choices more. Make it harder.
Alright. The large iron shield is called the battering shield. While holding this iron tower shield, you gain a +1 extra bonus to AC. The shield has 3 charges, and it regains 1d3 expended charges daily at dawn. You're holding the shield and push a creature within your reach at least 5 feet away. You can expend 1 charge to push that creature an additional 10 feet, up to a max of 3, so you could technically push it 35 feet away. Knocking it prone and causing inflicted damage for moving that far and impacting the ground, or the wall, if need be. So it'd at least be, for every charge you use, it's an extra d6 of bludgeoning damage. So you could quintessentially be on a cliff and just be like, bye, yeet! And I believe your shield made an already, the shield one that you've got, the feet, already pushes them 10 feet.
So you could just like shove a guy 40 feet away. Just bye.
It doesn't. I don't think it actually says how much I can jump them, but I'm assuming that's it's just 10 feet is normal.
Well, 5 feet is normal.
Kaporan's like whispering in the back of your ear, it's like, just go for the best one.
Nori drags Koparin away. Just because you like to buy everything fancy doesn't mean everyone needs to get everything fancy all the time. We have to save at least some money.
I mean, I've got. Oh yeah, you want the smoky shield too, right?
Yeah, I think that was the last one.
Kaporan is weaving some very persuasive words.
Nori's not open to being persuaded. But she lets you go.
Alright, yeah, let's that last one just to make my life harder.
Holy shit. It's a shield of missile attraction. While holding the shield, you have resistance to damage from ranged weapon attacks and ranged spell attacks. And if magic missile is used at anyone within 60 feet around you, it is automatically redirected to you, and the shield absorbs all of it. For each missile that it absorbs, it gains a charge. And the charge can later be used to shoot magic missile. So if you... It's got a maximum of 10 charges, so if you suck up a level 6 magic missile, you could theoretically shoot a level 6 magic missile sometime later as a bonus action.
That's badass.
As well having resistance to any ranged weapon or spell attacks, which means you take half damage. Like a harpoon being thrown at you.
All of those shields are equally as awesome as the last.
This one is, with your discount, 2,500 trillium.
Discount is greatly appreciated, but that does not mean it's still not expensive.
No, but it could be quite more expensive.
Yes.
Kaporan's still weaving some very attractive words about...
It's normally 4,000 trillium.
Baron, just let her decide. It's her shield, not
I
yours.
mean, if you guys are really interested, I've got one more shield in the back I haven't completely got through with identifying and going through my rigmarole.
Ooh.
I won't lie, I'm definitely interested. And
All right. And he kind of like, with a smile on his face, kind of hurriedly goes back. You hear some, shh, fuck, oh, god damn it. Oh, here it is. As he comes about, and over his shoulder, walks over to the table, looks at everybody, and goes onto the wooden table. You see a shield that's... It's about 5 feet tall and 4 feet wide, and about the same size as the Iron Tower shield. But this one is completely white on the front. And as you look at it, it looks like scale. I mean, all we've really known about it so far is that it's made from the scale of an ancient white dragon. And you see here, and he kind of flips it around, and you see there's a rune kind of burned into the back of it. Oh, sorry, on the front of it. Not sure what the rune says yet. Haven't got it passed through some of my more intelligent friends, but I do know it comes packing some heat, or should I say cold. So, this would make you immune to cold damage. You also have, it's called Deadly Rebuke. Immediately after a creature hits you with a melee attack, you could use your reaction to deal 3d6 necrotic damage. You can cast the Bane spell. And it has the Gift of Vengeance. You can transfer the shield's magic to a non-magical weapon by tracing the rune. Oh, whoops. Like an ant crawling across my screen. So by tracing the rune, so you trace the rune that you see on the front of the shield onto a non-magical weapon. It takes 8 hours of work and requires the two items to be within 5 feet of each other. At the end, the shield gets destroyed and the rune is etched into the chosen weapon. This makes the weapon have all the properties of the shield. And it would make it a +1 weapon, but it becomes a +3 weapon when the weapon is used against aberrations, celestials, constructs, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, giants, or undead.
Would that stack with other magical abilities like Bryn's arm sword or arm axe?
That's a magical weapon.
Oh, non-magical
It
weapon.
has to
You
be
said
a non-magical weapon, yeah.
answering my own questions here.
Like I said, haven't really gotten all the kinks completely ironed out from it yet. Not even sure what it's named. But it's a bit pricey. Even with your discounts, it's going to come to 5,300 trillium.
Nora gets turned in for the bounty and you buy all the shields.
Yeah, right? We'll break her out afterward.
Oh, if only.
Should probably be like killed on the spot.
Yeah, I'll either be instantly murdered or thrown in jail and have my mind wiped or something.
Wanted, dead or alive.
Ooh, am I dead or alive? And I have more plans.
I mean, they'll only go up so far before they go, just bring her in dead. We don't care. We just want her not around anymore.
Okay, we need to find a powerful druid.
I mean, I don't know the backstory, but, I'm confident we can break you out somehow. If you end up in a jail, we'll figure out a way to break you out, even if your mind's wiped.
Not where I would.
Where's, I'm not sure where on your guys' screen my little, you can certainly try is, but I point to it wherever it's at.
Yeah, that's all we can do is try. I didn't say we'd be successful.
All right,
We would
Bryn.
be so far from success.
The moment of truth. I mean, there is one more shield, but I'm not even going to tempt you with it.
Thank you.
It's a pretty badass shield, though.
Fuck off.
Fuck off, human.
Again, we need to order those shirts that says, "I can't make a decision."
Yeah, but then I don't know when I'd wear the shirt, so it would be like I
'Cause you couldn't
can't make a decision.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, Bryn. Jeopardy music plays in the background,
Warren's playing it. Dun, dun, dun.
and she smacks him.
Parent just gets launched across the room, breaks something.
Hey, I think we've cleared in the shop that it magically repairs itself. Majority of it.
No, the
Just
table.
the table.
The table magically repairs itself.
We're not gonna try. We've already almost killed Rashi. We're not gonna do it again.
There's a heated conversation going over there. I can see it.
I'm weighing her options with her, yes.
The bane of any couple, money problems.
Can't escape it, even in the fantasy world.
We only have so much money. And it's kind of hard to find a job when you're wanted by a very large government.
Wanted by half the country.
I mean, I have a draft horse. Does it have armor on it? Because then Nori could ride on a steel horse.
No, draft horses do not have any armor.
A normal horse is faster than a draft horse.
True. But it's not the speed, it's about riding on a steel horse.
Other patrons are starting to circle around.
How much was the battering shield? I don't know if I
Battering shield.
get it.
See, I never actually help her with the stuff. I just sort of let her bounce things off of me.
Gotcha.
Literally, I'm talking out loud to myself, if that's all it is.
I believe the battering shield is...
Once the decision gets made, then I tell her what I would have done.
Battering shield looks like it is... I need to fix this spreadsheet. I think it's 1,200.
I think you said it was the same as the
Was it
arrow
the same as
shield?
the arrow one?
Same as the what?
I didn't write anything down for it, and I wrote everything else down for the other ones. You said the arrow one was 1,200.
Yeah,
there were
there
two
was...
that were 1,200.
Yeah, there was two that was 1,200.
I think the battering shield, that sounds about right, was the same as the arrow one.
It was either 12 or 15, I wasn't sure.
Be generous and make it 12.
That was great.
Make it a haggle, just to make a roll in it.
Yeah, we definitely want to haggle with this man who's already giving us a heavy discount.
Yeah, because the Pyre Bear shield was 1,200. No,
Oh,
that
okay.
one's
800.
800. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it's probably 1,200.
Yeah, continue to piss off the man who's kind of finds you guys all sketchy anyway.
He's already letting us live.
I mean, yeah, that's more than I expected, honestly.
Yeah, as much as the other ones are tempting.
He's just slowly running his fingers down the stone, the ancient white dragon shield, like being like a hand model, just like
As much as the rest are tempting, I think the battering shield.
Come forth! And you see the animated shield kind of just jump off the wall and hover around him. Then he just peeks his head out the side. Huh?
He's on full salesman mode.
Rashi's not even there in his head.
Oh, you know it's a big deal when Rashi's not even in his mind right now.
I mean, he does own a shop, and he's trying to. Someone wants to buy something, so
Also,
he's going to be in shopkeeper mode.
More patrons are coming around. A lot of the descriptors that he gave off of the shields were when it was just you guys. So now there's more people. He's also showing off to everyone else too, to possibly gain interest.
So it's just being a tad more dramatic. It's like, look at these cool things.
Oh yeah, definitely putting on a show.
Yeah, so you get people coming back in your shop.
Yeah, I think the battering one makes the most sense.
Sold!
Tempting.
Alright.
Yep, sold.
So, the battering shield is yours for 1,200 trillion.
So, 60 platinum. Nah. Okay.
Yeah, because it would be 600 gold, so yeah.
That's what I thought. I just like double checking my math with someone else.
I have everything down in gold prices over here, so I'm already doing math every time I tell you guys a price. The whole making Trillium was a very last minute decision.
It was a great choice, Val. We love it.
As do I. Not.
Can't tell if y'all are being sarcastic or not.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So it is
I
called.
mean, it makes sense that a different nation though would have different currency.
Yeah. I mean, it has more repercussions as well throughout some other stuff, but I wish I had gone through my notes and changed everything. All right. So it's called a battering shield. It requires attunement. It's a rare shield. So it has 300 HP as far as magic-y stuff goes.
So everybody else knows what I would have done so that to prove I wouldn't have helped her was I would have gone with a sentinel shield.
So just use that one for now, because I do have a homebrew version of it, which is different from what it says. So I will make it available and put it in your equipment list.
I like the magic missile shield if I had the money to buy that one.
I like the Ancient White Dragon Shield, but
I mean, yes, that too.
It was great.
I mean, if we're really getting into it, I like the shield he has in the back that he didn't show you at all. But if you,
Yeah, but that's unfair advantage. You already know what it is, and we don't.
but don't ask.
Sometimes being a druid is very frustrating because I can't have metal stuff. The only metal thing I can have is a scimitar. So I'm stuck in leather.
Druids can
with a
use
wood
daggers
shield.
too, right?
I already have a dagger.
Yeah, well, that's got metal on it then.
All right, so with the flourish, he takes the money and hands you the battering shield. It's a little heavier than the shields you're used to, but it still is well within your proficiency to wield and have about. The shields that you're used to only cover like from your shoulder down to about your waist. And this one goes from your shoulder down to your knee. So it does give you, but it's thinner than your other shields have been. All right. Anybody else?
No, I don't have any money to buy anything. I
What?
mean, I have money, but not enough.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be here. I mean, in general, as you guys are starting to depart. Oh, Racha wanted to do something that everyone saw him
Yes.
before.
Yes. We all want to know what the hell Racha's been up to and how much we have to bribe people to not kick us out.
Bail him out.
Well, basically, Racha would have went back to the other shop that he bought his lantern from, and he would basically get as much as he could for Saren's stuff that wasn't materialistic, or like not materialistic, sentimental, the exact opposite of what I mean. And so the book, the locked book, he would have kept, and that was like specific to, or like seemed sentimental to him.
As far as like items go, the only real sentimental thing that he probably would have kept or had on him would be his original spell book.
Yeah, makes sense. I'd hold on to that then too, and then whatever I could get for that stuff would be what I'd ask him for, and then I also, because he seems to like me well enough, see if he knows what's going on with all these Durgar all of a sudden showing up.
And you said you're going back to the place where you guys got the grimoire from, right? Not the pawn shop?
Correct, yes.
Okay. I don't think he had too much on him. I don't have a list of his items right in front of me, but I'm guessing it's just the items of components for his spells. From off the top of my head, I don't think he had too many gold worth components. Do any of you guys have lists?
Yeah,
No.
not All I know is that he had the ziggurat and the 2 magic spell books besides his personal.
Yeah. Wait. Oh, you had the one book that Rachel was talking about, the binded book, and then the grimoire, and then his spell book.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it was just a bunch of like ink, parchment, and other one-off materials. When Bryn finds, because I know she put a list down. When she finds it, I'll give you the price for that.
He had his
He's
expensive
running around the
book,
floor.
dagger, spellbook, component pouch. I found the picture that G sent, so I have the list, which isn't a lot. The extent of the list is the expensive book, the jeweled book, a dagger, his normal spellbook, and a component pouch.
Where did you find that?
And I'm guessing no one wrote down what the components were.
Yeah, it probably wasn't too expensive of stuff though.
A lot of it was divination, so I don't think any of those really cost too much.
It'd literally be like a stick that's forked, the gum, I believe, the bat guano for fireball, the
Ziggurat for a speech or comprehend language, was it?
yeah, well the ziggurat was for tongues, and then yeah, nothing too like expensive, so I'm really only expecting like a couple trillium out of it, but he'd like to use that to then try and pick up some sort of mining kit after he figures out, and hopefully the mining kit has a shovel of some sort. He's gonna go try and bury Saren's body.
All by himself?
You know, you're in a large mine.
Yeah, well, that's why I figured somebody's probably got a shovel somewhere.
Just Rachaw in the middle of the night with his bag goes to the edge of one of the discs.
He starts chucking body parts up.
As far as a earth tilling kit, there are a few. Looking for one that has a decent sized shovel with it. You can, these kits only go for, yeah, they go for like 10 trillium. And out of his not really useful stuff that you're pawning over, it could be an even trade.
Cool. And then yeah, he'd ask the shopkeep guy that seems to like him well enough if he and if there's other people in the shop, just sort of like gesture towards him and go, what happened?
Kind of looks around at the other patrons in here, and a little softer as to not be like, oh, these fuckers. Kind of just like leans in and, well, as far as I know, seems that one of those cities got attacked, and these are the people that survived. But good news, I heard yesterday. Well, let's just keep this between you and me for now until the rest of the town hears about it and it's confirmed, but there's word that up in Ixian, the war is over. Not sure if it descends down to city as well, but might be a bit of celebration coming soon.
Fascinating.
Quite.
And
But
he'll
mum's
just
the
sort
word.
of he'll just gesture towards everybody else and just be like, attacked, not over.
Well, this just came to me last night. These individuals have been here for a couple of days. Might have been a last desperate attack of an army that was dwindling.
He's stroking his now no longer able to conjure magical fake beard, but indubitably.
Shallow and pedantic.
He'll just sort of like look over at him and curious. It's like he can't actually say it, but he's like, "Why do you know that?" Because uh, he'll just sort of thank him for his time, and I guess he'll ask where in terms of saying like, do you know where these people were from or whatever city it was?
I believe the majority of these individuals come from Ragarum.
Ravarum. He sort of just says it like he's like, "Ooh, I like to say that word."
Ragarum.
But he'll thank him for his time and then take his leave, go get the shovel, and then probably like he'll face him. He's gonna do this actually like thematically because he's that kind of a mimic. Uh, he'll face him like so that his body's pointing towards the Storm Clan lands, and bury him with his book, not the special book, but his regular book, and then sort of look down and like even though he's by himself, he'll just be like, "I don't trust that motherfucker." That'd be the first thing he says, and then he looks down again and he's like, what'd I say? I lose anyone on my crew, it's like losing a brother, in Skipper Jonathan Ladash's voice. And also in his voice, he goes, "You in all of our hearts." And then just sort of mimics off and walks away.
So you're going outside the town, preferably.
Yeah, probably about
Just behind
stares
someone's
down.
house.
20 minutes out or so, not too far, but
Okay.
not crazy far, I guess. But
Yeah. I was waiting for Rashad to decapitate Saren just to make sure he's dead. Like, make sure he doesn't come back as an undead creature or something.
Stake through the
Nah,
heart
he knows.
and cut off the head.
He knows how elves do their things. He's lived with them long enough.
Okay, so when's the orgy happening?
Later.
Kidding, by the way. Anyway,
Right. Just gets back to the group and is like, "All right, what are we doing this?"
It's time to party. Okay, so yeah, 20 minutes away would be far enough without any prying eyes. So easy enough to do. I can totally picture Rachel like buying this mining kit, getting to like outside the door, and then leaving everything but the shovel. Because he doesn't need anything else, so he's just like, too heavy. It just drops like the pick, the chisels, the...
He'd probably hold on to him in all honesty. He's a hoarder like that where he'll just keep all the supplies he possibly can. Like he
So-
literally has the leatherworking supplies and he can't even use them really very well.
The kit comes with a shovel, a small pick, a hammer, and a chisel. All right.
Sounds good.
So after mob boss burying Saren off in the desert, Richa returns back. The rest of you, are you all just immediately going for your long rests?
I imagine so.
Yeah.
Okay. So going to sleep shortly before noon would wake you guys up at 7 p.m.
Wait, don't we have dinner with Rashi's mom? Like
That's
six?
the day.
That's whatever day
the-
you guys
the
decide.
next day.
Yeah, it's the day you guys decide to go down to talk to, what's his face?
So tonight
Throzek.
Night we sleep.
This is the last night, by the way, for you guys' rooms,
Mm,
unless you repay.
okay. So we sleep from noon to 8, which sounds like my real life.
Yep, and you guys wake up just after dinner has finished and cleaned up downstairs at the inn.
How long does that food Rashi conjure last?
24 hours.
So that food is on its last leg.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'll take a good berry.
Oh, I need to stock spells. Sorry.
So now you're down to 6 more days of horse voice.
I just imagined a lot of whinnying going on.
I was gonna say both in both contexts of horse voice. Bryn just looks over at Nori like, the fuck? Not in bed, please. But you guys have the night to do with what you like. With the influx of extra people into the town, the shops and whatnot are staying open much later than normal. And if you guys want to buy rooms for another night, not sure what you guys plan on doing for the next day.
Once we get up, because I imagine they got to sleep before I got to sleep, Racha would have actually wanted to go to Nori, to have the difficult conversation with her neck. He's not actually going to talk to Nori.
Knock, knock, knock.
Just stares at the neck.
Nori's not important in this situation.
So is Racha coming up to our room then?
For sure, he's knocking on the door.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody open the door?
Yeah, Bryn will go open the door if Nori doesn't.
As soon as the door opens, I bolt inside.
A black blur flashes around your legs.
I'm just gonna assume it's Racha and just close it and just turn around, awaiting for whatever reaction there will be.
Just startled, but can't say anything because my throat hurts.
Racha, you are greeted with the gloriousness that is this room.
He just sort of looks around and is like, okay. But then, like, looks back towards Nori and, is, like, points at her neck and is like, feeling okay?
If I'm in this much, Nori starts to talk, her voice breaks, she stops, and then mentally to Racha she goes, if I'm in this much pain, I doubt it.
He'll look pretty sad at that and just sort of nod and, like, look at it and go, tried. And just sort of, like, looks at it more and pulls out the rapier again and he goes, you want it back?
The crystal that wraps around her throat is dull, and it doesn't respond in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. And he just sort of like nods and looks up at Nori and is just like, in Trentemir's voice would say, all I ask is that that you protect Nori.
And you did. I think you did.
I will.
Thank you. You're a very brave person.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. And he'll just sort of like look back down. I'm sorry.
I forgive you. It'll be okay. Well, maybe not okay, but it'll get better.
If only Caborn had a mini violin.
Or a lute.
A magic lute at that.
And like access to this room.
Nope, just from like 2
See-
floors down.
I just, the way this room is, the most dangerous person to go up there is Koperin, because Rashi
yeah.
is not someone who would snoop, and then Rachel can't explain everything.
Definitely, as soon as Kaporan sees this room, Pornhub theme is starting.
I'm pretty sure. I feel like
Versatile.
Rory and Bryn would have talked about this. Be like, we cannot like anybody except him. Just go.
Yeah,
Barry
like,
White
it's
does not
only
exist in
safe-
this world, but Kaporan would find a way.
Oh dear.
When you just hear brown chicken wow.
He's gonna get us thrown out.
He'll sort of just address both Bryn and Nori at this point, and was like, "Well, where do we go from here?" In Bryn's voice.
Bryn's been trying to figure out stuff for the contract.
Bryn's been trying to figure this out for the last week.
I have notes. I don't know. We've very much fucked up in multiple areas. But I don't know where we're going moving forward. I've got stuff I need to do. I need to gather another piece soon, because whatever's going on right now, he was already weakened. I don't know what's happening now, and him contacting me takes a lot out of him.
Nori, give me a perception check.
Please roll well. That's a 22.
Not good enough.
It's DC 38.
How often, because you're talking about the Trentamere pieces, how often do you look at that list?
How often did I look at that list? Pretty frequently, especially after the JJ stuff. In fact, I was planning on asking everybody about the names so that I could go by last names and see, like, hey, these would be different races. Can we figure out where these are? But I was going to wait till we all got together because I wanted all our minds in on this and not just mine.
You got, before taking that last long rest, you looked at the list, and it was the same as when you've looked at it a few other times. But now that this is coming up, and you kind of instinctually take out the list and kind of like hold it in your hands as you're talking to Racha. Through because you have it folded over, but through the back end of it, it looks like there's a lot more writing on it than you remember.
I open it.
Alongside the names that you remember, always seeing there, in Kazariak's handwriting, there is now more information next to each name. It seems seawater has faded away certain things on the parchment, now exposing the further ink alongside the names.
So cool!
Next to the name Lenny Nas, it says Halfling, Featherstone Lands.
Hold on. Where's my notes? Halfling.
Featherstone.
Halfling
lands.
what? Okay.
Next to the name Miza Frostdew. Orc. Bloodgood lands. Then he's male. Miza's female. Next to the name of Dal Vinzomis. Male. High elf. Officer in the Elven Army. Storm Dance. Next to the name of Vajinte Busaran. Male. Hobgoblin. Greenblade lands. Next to the name Davunko Zaxinthin. Goliath. The Cliffs.
Male?
Yes. Next to JJ's name, Dangerous. Everywhere.
Ooh, fine. Looking forward to that one. No race, just everywhere.
Just everywhere.
Pencils in.
Actually, there is a race to this one. Drow. Give me a history check.
He falls underneath my hatred of elves. Well, hatred's a strong word, but I don't like elves.
Love me some drow.
That was loud. I'm really sorry.
It's all right.
I know nothing. I didn't pay attention in history class.
Nope.
Wait.
Now, under all the other names, you see another name appear.
Oh boy.
Kaporin. Dun dun dun.
Okay.
1 second, making sure this is the right person.
Wentworth. We have to go after him. Then we get a free loot.
Yes, I agree with
Yes.
that.
I'm sorry, man, but you have to die.
You're old enough.
You've lived a full life.
You've lived too long already.
Rest in pieces.
Like Saren.
Saren's not in pieces. He just has a massive hole in his chest.
He's missing pieces.
He's in 2 pieces. I don't count.
No, he's still a whole person. He just has a giant gaping hole in his chest.
So, the last name, or the last words, in the same slot that all the names are written down, and in the same sort of scrawl that the names are written, it says, Weaver of the Voyage, Avibian Plains, Dreamweaver.
Weaver of the Voyage, comma.
Weaver of the Voyage is his name.
Oh, okay. Interesting name. All right.
Location, Avibian Plains. Race, Dreamwalker. Sorry, Dreamweaver. He's not a walker, he's a weaver.
Ooh, Kaporin, you have to learn the song Dreamweaver now for when we meet him.
Okay. So,
Give me another
Bloody
history
Knowledge,
check.
Halfling. Oh boy.
I was gonna say, do you bring that up? Because Rachel would have a mimic for that.
And that's a 5. I'm good at history.
She's not saying any of this, she's just reading it.
I'm reading it just kind of my eyes wide, and then I show the list and go, I just had these names. And the races and locations and genders are new, along with the everything is stuck. Along with the Weaver of the Voyage.
The child would sort of be
That's a
looking
cool
at the
title.
paper and then look up at and like directly at the necklace and go, "You want to help?" Trying to do Guitar's voice.
Immediately puts
Right.
your neck hairs on edge. Hearing Qatar again.
Just
Like, really, man? Really?
Too soon.
where he
in
reaches for her
the
staff.
he'll point at the Vivian Plains one and go, touching people in their sleep.
Nori doesn't know this because I rolled a 5, but I do.
You're not putting it together.
Quiet, be safe. And then that'll be all he really brings up about that.
I was gonna say what? And then Richa stealths away.
No, he actually gets unclothed and goes take a bath in their bathtub right
Yep.
off to the side.
Be quick, be quiet, be safe.
course.
I'm naked. As a trail of Richa clothes follows behind him as he just starts taking stuff off.
Like-
and it's just like hot tub.
It's basically like, you guys have a better tub than me, so I'm about to do this. Feel free to discuss what we're doing
Fuck
while
off,
I'm here
human.
still.
Any bubbly there?
Shaw goes over and cuts a cucumber into pieces, puts it over his eyes, gets a towel over his forehead, and just relaxes.
He's just chilling.
Excellent.
He's just chilling there, but he's actually like still expecting to be in a conversation with you guys if you want to discuss what we're planning to do.
Well, I have locations now. Very general locations, but I have locations.
The child would ask cucumber without moving the cucumber eyes, and like gesture with his hand, going like this with and go horse Norsey?
Oh,
Actually, it reminds me one more name shows up.
Oh boy.
Death Weaver.
The name Violet Williams.
That's disturbingly normal compared to all the other names.
Female. Human.
Figured.
District 2. Ixia. Dangerous.
Was there a gender for the Weaver of the Voyage?
Nope.
Okay.
But yeah, Richard would basically be doing that with his hand, pointing in every direction he possibly could, and then say Norsey.
Do you want me to try to find them?
I mean, it's an option.
I definitely do want to find them, but I don't know how I'm going to, because
And he'll just sort of like stop you in mid-sentence, like, and do the hand pointing thing. Norsey.
yeah. The hand thing does work, but I need a town, or I could take us to the Vivian Plains, but that's all it would do. I can't pinpoint a person. If I could, that would make my life much, much easier.
Right.
Nori, as you're kind of talking to Richa and looking down at the paper and back and forth, you notice under JJ's name, where it says everywhere disappears. And in its place, it comes up Davian Plateau.
I was kind of hoping he'd say Kimber.
I would be devastated. Please.
She'd be like,
don't
no,
do this to
no,
me.
no, 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 no.
I don't have that spell stacked.
It's like that.
So-
It's the TikTok meme. Just oh no.
Oh,
So
no.
drow everywhere, dangerous, and what was the other thing? Something plants.
No, the everywhere disappeared. And
Oh.
in its place,
Oh no.
in its place, Davian Plateau appeared. You notice too that now that you're looking at it a little bit more closely, the names are all written in a different ink, except for Weaver of the Voyage and Violet Williams. All the gender, location, and everything else is written in a darker, slightly red ink.
Almost
I'm
magical.
organizing these on levels of danger.
And the words around where it said everywhere, it said dangerous everywhere, drow. Davian Plateau is obviously a larger set of words than everywhere is. The words moved to make space. So now it says dangerous, Davian Plateau, drow.
This is wonderful. You have Tom Riddle's notebook.
I was just gonna say, yay, magic!
Oh
You're ready.
dear.
Maybe we'll write back.
You have what seems to be a mini Marauder's map.
This is
That's a better
extremely
reference,
cool.
yes.
I like Tom Riddle's notebook.
I
He's
mean,
gonna start writing on it and he's gonna write back.
I think it's a mix. I think it's a mix. Tom Riddle's map, Marauder's map, and Tom
Try,
Riddle's
yeah,
book.
try talking to it. Like, write on it. See what happens.
Just like, who is Tom Riddle?
Oh, I did this a while ago, but did anything? Because he wrote my own name on the top, or didn't he? I feel like he did. We'd like a
The name you gave him, yeah.
Yeah, and then I said I went and crossed out my old name and rewrote Vishabe.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's on there as well.
Yep. Still there.
I wonder if he could see that. That would be very cool.
You corrected it and it corrected on his side.
Yep.
As you're sitting there and kind of looking at it, besides the names, everything else starts to slowly fade away.
Nori quickly commits this to memory as I write everything down on my end. I refuse to forget this.
Easy enough to do. But continue with your conversations. Rachar's taking a spa day.
Yeah, and then sort of in conversation with all of this stuff being discussed is like, by land or by sea?
I feel like we should have the conversation with everybody. So we'll wait for you to get out of the bath.
Well,
Kinda
I've
like-
never.
If like 5 more minutes, then Kamporan's gonna actually come looking for a Cha anyway. So just hold on.
That is my worry here.
Oh god, no. See, but at least you're not as stealthy and as like you're not as quick as Richa. You're not gonna be able to barge in.
Who says I have to barge in?
He's doing the little bird diving thing into water and fluffing around, and just keeps doing it over and
Just
over
spraying
again
water
for a
all
little
over you
bit.
guys.
Yeah, it's getting everywhere a little bit, unfortunately.
He's bird bathing it.
I was just gonna say literally in the little bird bath. except like human size. Roughly.
Did you ever have blood on him again?
No, Nori prestidigitated that way.
He's cleaning himself now. It's fine.
Well, I re-pulled out Saren to bury him, so I might be covered in blood again.
I think after your first time dealing with it, you probably were like, shallow and pedantic.
I guess as he's...
Yeah, if you guys aren't moving, then I would say eventually Kaporin, wanting to find Racha, would go to the mom of the group first.
Oh no.
No, he wouldn't. He would
No.
go. He would go check all the rooms. He would go check like the random people.
There's a knock on your door.
No.
I mean, eventually he's gonna end up there, but
Kaporin hears you guys talking inside.
Yep.
Is there a little people?
Oh,
Bryn? Nori?
He's just gonna look at Nori like, oh god, our worst fears are coming.
Racha will mimic what is it, Kaporin, in Nori's or in Bryn's voice.
you evil little bird.
Racha's mimic is pretty like on point, right? It's like you.
I'm just gonna stare at Racha like, god damn it.
I'm looking for Racha. Have you seen him?
And the birds sleep on the roof.
You're just repeating all the phrases. That's so clearly you, though. You're the only one who uses that.
Wait. I have to see how will he do with this.
He has, insight through the door for...
Intelligence? Is it intelligence check? What is it?
It'd be an insight check.
Insight? We'll do this.
And then Racha would be a deception check. You get advantage, though, because you're Racha.
I wish I had this insight earlier. Oh.
But Kaporin is able to tell it to you, Racha.
Racha? Is that you?
What? In Nori's voice.
I want to stop this.
Now you
as
know
a
it's
character,
Racha
but as
because-
a player, this is too good.
Racha? Nori can't even speak right now.
Fuck.
You just hear "fuck off here, man."
I'm just gonna whisper over to Nori. I guess we open the door.
Well, Kaporin, do you try the doorknob?
We didn't lock it, did we?
Nope.
Wonderful.
I mean, the most logical thing is if he understands Racha's in there, he's gonna open the door.
And you are greeted. Bryn, Racha taking a bird bath, and Nori all as they're mid-rush towards the door. And you just open and see the beautifulness of this room.
But I'm assuming the bed's not spinning or whatever it does, so that's...
No.
The bed spins when you open the door.
Oh no.
No!
Don't say that.
Warren's all like child in a candy shop. It's like, whoa. You've had this all to yourself these last few days? And Kaporin's like looking around and it's like, you have a hot tub? And a spinning bed?
Bryn's gonna close the door. Make it just... He's in, but you're gonna close the door.
And then fully Rashi's not there.
Poor Rashi. I don't.
5 minutes later, Rashi shows up.
No, she has no reason to. She has no reason to.
She's like
You wanna
she's like cleaning off her armor, making sure everything's
She's
good
used to
enough.
being on her own. There's no reason for her to check on anybody because we're all like resting and trying to do whatever resting entails.
Well, Kaporin learned a new spell, so...
Oh no! Right. Oh no!
Kaporin used a new spell and it's like... So, 25 words, right? 25 words?
You
You're
have
gonna waste a
sending.
third level spell?
I have sending.
I can carry sending too.
I know, but Kaporin picked it up for like because he has people he has to talk to.
Yeah, booty calls.
Booty calls. Green hair, blue skin individual back in the island.
Hey.
That was the guy. The girl would probably know more.
I think Kaporin only remembers the guy, and no, he would remember the girl because he'd probably be horrified that he knew that he. Yeah.
So you cast sending.
Cast sending is like Rashi, come to top floor. Bryn and Nori's room is amazing. Meeting now.
You still got like 11 words.
I can and if I know it's you, I can answer you. By the way.
Yeah.
You can respond to a sending.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
that's what I said.
from sending, you know it's who it is.
Can we hear him do this?
Yes.
No, it's mental, isn't it? It's mental.
Knowing
Oh,
Kaporin
no.
and his way of doing things, he's probably saying it out loud.
Orange-
Mental
Sure.
between you two, but you do actually speak it, if
Yeah.
I remember correctly.
That's not how I interpret it.
So, like when you hear it, only you hear it.
Ugh, if anyone were there, they would see her roll her eyes like, ugh, okay. Because she finds Kaporin to be too much. Too much whatever Kaporin is.
As does most
Uh,
family.
Are did they call a meeting, or are you just saying there's a meeting?
I can't respond to that without using another spell.
Nope.
Is it worth burning 2 third-level spells?
I guess would you say that Rashi asked that question out loud to us?
I'm
Or is the real question, are you on the bed yet?
Hold. Please hold. Kaporin is not on the bed yet.
Okay.
He cast sending just to say please hold, and then he's like, shit, I'm out of sending spells.
Kaporin does, just because it's Kaporin, why not? Uses another third level cast, but meeting now. Top floor. Important. Please deliver
This is
quickly.
gonna be fun.
Oh no.
okay. I guess Rashi would be like, all right, hold on. I was cleaning my armor. And we'll make her way up to the top floor
All right.
and knock on the door.
About 5 to 10 minutes later, there's another knock on the door.
Yeah. Well,
What is it?
She will wait
Kaporin?
for someone to answer the door.
well, I'll open the door for her.
Kaporin, now are you on the bed?
Yes, Kaporin is now on the bed.
There's a mirror above the bed.
Ooh.
Of course.
And Kaporin now has pulled out the lute and is now singing to himself in the mirror.
Which helps, because there are 2 doors up here. But Rashi hears the singing coming from one of the rooms and guesses which one Kaporin's in.
It was not a very good thing.
You're more focused on yourself. So Bryn opens the door for you, Rashi, and she is just has a look of being defeated on her face.
Kaporin said there was an important meeting happening.
I guess.
Yeah, sure. Well, come on in.
Okay.
Nori's just looking over her list.
You walk
Red
in to
the
see,
face, but
as the door opens, Kaporin starts spinning on the bed. He's playing his lute and looking up. Richa is doing the last bits of drying himself off from his bird bath. You towel around the head, towel around the waist, kind of just like drying off his feet. Over by the hot tub, the heart-shaped hot tub.
He sort of looked down at it and go, oh, is that what that looked like? Just like, oh.
Well, From one angle, it looks like a heart. From another angle, it looks like... Anyway.
Jesus fish. It looks like the Jesus fish.
It's one way of thinking about it.
That's literally what the fish actually is. Christians co-opted it and made it a Jesus fish, but it's actually supposed to represent what you think it's supposed to represent.
Of
And
course.
all around, very gaudy fashion inside this room. But, yeah.
She kind of looks around like, all right, it's a big room.
Oh, this is the one with the sex swing, right?
Not that they're aware of.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see if Richaw finds that lever.
Nope. Please no. As soon as Richaw starts trying to explore, Nori's going to grab him and pull him back. Nope, we're not doing this. Oh no, he just beat. Oh no.
There's a lever
Nope.
over
I
by the
grab
bed.
it. No. I tackle Richaw.
Coporn spinning.
Anyway, you are
Why do
all
you do
together in the bedroom.
This Coporn finally notices that Rashi finally walked in.
Oh, yeah. The
Okay.
bed started spinning, so it's usually a good indicator something changed.
Okay, we're just going to ignore everything. We're going to talk about more serious stuff, like what the fuck we're going to do. Because I have new information. And I'm taking forever to write down because I keep getting distracted by all your shenanigans.
Shenanigans? What are you talking about? I pulled the lever.
Just real Sending does not say anything. It says the creature hears the message in its mind and can answer mentally, but it doesn't say you have to say it out loud. Kaporan definitely would, but you can make it totally mental and everything too.
Coporn's like
Well,
teenage girl gossiping on the phone. Kind of.
Yeah, no, that's what I said. Kaporan would definitely say it out loud as he's thinking it.
The message, when you send it, does need to be said verbally. I just checked it. Even high-level wizards and very arcane adept people, they have to actually say their message. The person receiving it gets it mentally, which is what it says in the thing, and then they respond verbally as well, and then that person receives it mentally. So whatever side of the conversation, whatever person you're nearby, you only hear one side of the convo, but you still hear one side. They could whisper it if they'd like to, but it still needs to be said because it's using using your vocal cords as
I
the
thought that
attenuation.
was. That makes sense. I just figured the vocal component meant like to cast a spell, but that would be okay. That makes sense.
Just like
Cool
the spell message, you need to whisper into the wire, and the wire sends the message.
Okay. Cool. Good to know.
Coporn just kind of like had his hand up to his face, like, "Oh my God, Rashi, you need to come."
We're talking about you're trying to FaceTime over there.
Oh, but he's kind of takes the backside of his do is like, "Yeah, GoPro action."
But okay, Richa, as you pull the lever, Kaporan, the bed starts vibrating.
This is so awesome.
At that point, yeah, Bryn's just gonna look at Nori and like.
Nori connects with her mentally.
She's gonna shake her head and just not the way I expected to use this room, I suppose.
Pretty much.
And, yep, that's all she wanted to say, but she's just like, oh, good lord.
Oh, I was expecting something like, we need to remember that.
Didn't even know about that feature.
Mental note, but no, she wouldn't say it to Nori.
But you're all together, finally, in the room together.
I feel like Bryn would go over and stop whatever the hell Michelle just unleashed.
Yeah.
It ends after 5 minutes.
We drag the bird away.
And we can't turn it off, it just has a... Oh, great. Love that. Okay.
Do you really need Kaporan, though, for this conversation?
What?
It's nice to have him included.
You zoning out, just feeling the magic fingers.
Coporn has to go pick up someone important. So he's completely zoned out for this conversation, and have fun. Sorry.
All good?
Racha sort of looks over at him and is like, looks back to everybody else. And is like mushrooms a little too much.
Nori definitely laughs at that.
That would have been in Nori's voice because she was the one that said that.
Yep, which is
Warren
why
just-
she laughed.
Warren looks over. It's like, I didn't catch that, but it must have been something funny. But okay. But now
Kaporn
Kaporn
is
is gone.
absorbed in himself.
I am a
And
glamour bar.
Get out of here, Kaporn.
Hey, bye.
And Kaporn goes quiet.
We all just kind of look at him, and he looks like he's high, basically.
Yep.
I'm imagining.
just playing music to himself. Okay. I lost my train of thought completely. I had a plan for this and it's gone.
Where do we go from here?
Thank you.
Well, tomorrow we have to meet with whatever the Durgar's name is that I wrote down, but I don't know how to say it.
Thrazek.
Say it again.
Thrazek.
Okay,
Only two people can go though, and I'm not one of them, and I don't want to go even if I could.
I can buff you all beforehand, whoever goes. The problem is that I am a horrible lightweight. And this involves drinking.
Well, you're not supposed to drink though. That's what Butler said. You have to pretend.
Exactly, but knowing my luck.
Oh. Well,
Nat 1 followed by a 5.
Only when it matters.
Yep. So, my plan for you all, for whoever ends up going, I cast protection of poison from poison, and then give you a thing that'll help make you more hardy. So, mechanically, protection from poison, enhance ability.
I mean, honestly, I think that probably Byrne and Racha should be the ones to go. They both have very unique speaking patterns.
They do. Racha is very likable, and Bryn's the one who has the whole thing on her.
Yes,
Also,
I wouldn't feel
she's
comfortable not going.
looks intimidating. You also look intimidating, so that might help.
I don't know if we want to intimidate them into a contract.
No, but you look like you know business.
Thank you for the vote of confidence.
Racha just does his bodyguard stance as he stands there in his towel and curly.
Maybe with clothes on, but yes.
Sorry, I'm going through things. Continue.
Go ahead. Sorry, guys.
How much drinking are we talking?
Not sure. He just mentioned the drinking thing, and it made me worried.
Well, Rashi, you grew up around here. How much do they typically drink? Assuming, even if you didn't partake, I'm assuming you at least witnessed.
Well, socially it can be quite a lot, but you're going for business, so it might just be like 1 or 2, but,
To be fair,
Yeah,
Rashi
they
wasn't
can drink
really
a lot.
Yeah, to be
They can
fair,
drink a
Rashi has
lot.
never really been in Duragar business meetings, so it's more of conjecture than it is like fact, and so best
So
guess.
I mean, I would imagine at least a couple, like maybe 1 cup full. It depends on the size and the alcohol, but I just really know, like, socially, Durgar can drink a lot. It's
And
a
your
lot.
your mentor, father, One of the above? He said not
Yeah,
to drink.
both. Yes,
Okay.
don't no because it's very very strong. I don't think you'd probably be able to handle it. Is probably why he was also saying not to drink it. Um, and like you won't be able to outdrink him at all. And
Oh yeah, no,
it
absolutely
it
not.
may very well knock someone on their feet. I think the phrase is, or off their feet.
Off their feet.
You won't have a good effect. It will not have a good effect on whoever actually drinks it, which is why he said to pretend.
Yes. So I'll have one thing just in case something goes wrong, and then one thing to enhance you in some way, shape, or form. But besides the deal, what are we doing? Because I just got a lot of information as to finding more pieces. And have so the list came up and then disappeared.
The name stayed behind, but the extra information seems to have disappeared.
And what about
But
the new name?
No, those are gone too.
pieces of what? We have to get pieces of what?
Nori trusts Rashi. She looks at her and
Okay.
goes, "This is important."
Well, it was a very weird thing to preface the conversation with.
This is me thinking through things because I think out loud sometimes. And she points to her necklace and goes, "It's about this, and about the purple thing you saw come out of her chaw last night or yesterday morning."
Okay. So it's something magical.
Yes.
And you have a list of...
Yeah, Richa would show you his rapier, and prior to having his Trentamere ripped out, the rapier had a glowing purple pommel, essentially, and that is no longer there, I would imagine, because he's no longer attuned to it.
Correct.
So, I, as well as a druid, am a warlock of Trentamere. Richa was essentially my protector, as far as I understand it. But after the way my patron is, he's in individual pieces, and each piece is a different part of who he is who he was before he was shattered. We've met people who have tuft versions of Trentamere. We've met a person who essentially had Trentamere's darkest part. He's incredibly dangerous, and it was a bad time.
So, like, your deity that you get your spells from?
Not kind of,
Patron.
I guess. Patron. Patron is the better term.
So he gives you money?
No, he gives me a little bit of power.
Oh, he helps your spells?
Yes, he helps my warlock spells.
As a player, just so you know, I understand what you're saying as a player, but I'm just role-playing, like, her trying to, understand shit, just so you don't, like, yeah.
No, I gotcha.
Sugar daddy.
That's right, magical sugar daddy.
Okay. And his soul is a bunch of different pieces. And you have to get the pieces.
Yes, because when someone gets a piece, it gets absorbed into their crystal. And depending on what the main crystal was, that's the one that essentially takes over. If a bad person's to get it, that piece becomes a whole lot darker. This piece was my mentor's before they passed. A few years back. I only recently learned what it had inside of it, and I inherited a lot of problems from it, but this piece is good. And the way JJ's working is that he's going fast, and he's going to be put together. And if JJ doesn't, then it's bad, but I have a list of people that I could potentially get pieces from to make myself stronger. Or at least him.
If a bad person gets all of him, he'll be bad, and if a good person gets all of him, he'll be good.
There it is.
Then we need to get all the pieces.
Yes.
Okay, this is
So-
totally reminding me of Inuyasha with the freaking Shiko and Jewel, like, saga. Just so you're aware, like that's where my brain is going in relation.
It has sort of the same connection. More Dragon Ball.
Cool, a show I know nothing about other than there's 7 Dragon Balls and people use them to make wishes.
If I'm coming off as not making sense, it's because it's 3 a.m. for me and I've had insomnia, so I have not slept very much these past couple weeks.
Oh,
I'm
no,
a little
you're
bit
good.
dead.
You're not good. You should sleep, but you're good.
It's not happening.
Trust me, I know. I experience insomnia frequently. I get it.
Yeah, but essentially, I need to find these pieces, but we also have other missions we need to work on, and I just need to know where are we going from here.
Well, is there locations on your list or just people?
Yeah. Well, they're not on my list anymore, but I know the locations now. So, one person is the one who gave me the information. So he's a friend. Um, and then one person is a halfling in the Featherstone lands. Another person is a high elf and an officer in the Elven army, which makes him very dangerous to me personally.
Is there anywhere close to here?
There's a hobgoblin in the Greenblade lands. There's a Goliath in the cliffs.
Well, the Green Blade, I've taken some trading stuff there for Valar before. That's close by.
Yeah. And then there's a Goliath in the cliffs. And then one interesting thing about JJ is that his place status went from everywhere to the Avivian Plains. Yeah. And then wrong one. The Davian Plateau. And then two new names have appeared. Someone by the name of Violet Williams, who is dangerous like Joran, and then Leader of the Voyage, who's a dreamwalker on the Avivian Plains.
The plains are near the Green Blade, so
Yeah.
that could be a second place. It's mostly like swamp and stuff, so I've never been there. They're very closed off.
Rachel will roll out the map that he's had created for him from Barnabas and stuff, and basically pinprick where they are, where we need to go for Barnabas, and then just like draw the line that we took down this way, and then draw the line that we took that like we could go by the ocean if you draw the line that way, kind of thing. It looks very inappropriate.
I need to go pull up the actual.
Excellent.
I know I have the plains and the Green Blade right in my brain because I was trying to make a character from those places, but the other ones I need to figure out the orientation.
Yeah, I pulled up a map on screen.
Ah, cool. Yes, that map.
Yes.
Oh, that's why you were saying it looks inappropriate. I didn't realize you were actually drawing on the screen.
I just started doing it now. That was.
Oh, okay. I rarely come over to here because of the internet
because I was like,
connection.
I'm not sure if I'm allowed to do that on Twitch.
All of a sudden, we get censored for inappropriate inappropriate pictures.
Exactly.
What? It's just two blueberries and a popsicle stick.
So in that sense, with his drawing, Racha would sort of bring up that the Greenblade clan lands, and then the cliffs.
The Greenblade clan lands are definitely closest.
No.
No? So what is the closest?
Bloodgood.
Bloodgood. Oh, but we were low-key avoiding that one.
Well, I was just saying which one was the closest. You guys are
I
currently
mean-
at that little green dot at the bottom of Jewel Rose Lands.
Yeah, I was gonna say from where we're at, Bloodgood is technically closer, but and then real quick, I can't remember the character's name that I created. Oh my god, Kirshak. He's from Crystal Clan, or is he Bloodgood? Because I didn't make that decision on that one. Because he's a half orc, so I didn't know which clan land he would be in.
Yeah, he's from Crystal.
Okay, then he would not be helpful then.
Yeah, because he's half orc. Full orcs live in
Yeah.
the Bloodgood Lands.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay,
And
because
Lisa
Crystal is
is
like a mix of stuff.
Ugh, I'm gonna have to fight one of these people.
One?
Yeah, I'm going to have to fight these people. That was the correct sentence.
Gotcha.
Mortal Kombat.
Fuck, I'm
Test
gonna die.
your
My strength
might.
is 8.
Speaking of Mortal Kombat, that new Mortal Kombat trailer is really awesome. Well, we're closest to the Bloodgood clan. That's a lot of. There might be a lot of fighting on that one though. If you want, we could do the Green Blade, but it's a little bit farther away.
Yeah, but what about everything else that we have to do? What else is on our to-do list here?
So tomorrow, let me bring us back to the present. Tomorrow, we're trying to secure a contract. If, God willing, we are able to fulfill that, I think we need to go back to where we came from first and talk to him.
I only have one thing to do, so I'm kind of following you all along
Well,
after that.
That would definitely hopefully get your thing done then, Rashi. We could figure out that situation.
As far as overarching goals go for the group, you've got the thing that you're dealing with tomorrow, and returning back to the Emerald Quay to turn in said quest. You got the quest from Barnabas himself, but you're not sure who you're turning it into. You have finding He Who. You have not dying from some elves somewhere. That's pretty much just Nori's ultimate goal right now. You have going back to Ixia at some point. Things still happen in the background. So, there's a certain woman out there who has been waiting an awful long time to hear something back from her husband. And that just keeps going further. And Valek said he's not going to send anyone. He's going to let you do that. So.
I know it's there. I want to go back.
Yep. And there was a 2-month time skip. So.
Yeah, that was why I suggested that at that time, but no.
I was there for whatever. I was just happy to be out of that damn away from JJ. I was happy anywhere.
But yeah, so you have the arms deal, the recompense from that, whatever happens, turning it in or saying that's a no-go, back at the Emerald Quay, finding He Who, not dying, going back to Ixia to hand over the letter, and Bryn possibly meet her mom for the first time. And Kaporan's kind of falls in line with Rashi's as far as finding out more about Barnabas. So as far as personal goals, I mean, that's kind of the entirety. at a very brief pace.
And to that note, he wouldn't like insist on it, but Racha would gesture in terms of going seaward instead of going landward, because then they'll hit the cliffs. We could potentially run into this Goliath that you're looking for, Nori, and then we can hit that peninsula on the way up north that the blue X is on, that we're supposedly could find information on where he who is, or at least somebody who could get us to the Cliffs Island that would give us information to where he who is.
As much as Racha hates the saying, 2 birds, 1 stone.
So that's the kind of idea he's having with that. But the Greenblade clan lands could be an easier, safer route too, because technically we'd be entering into Bloodgood clan lands, going that way.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense, coming kind of out and around and then coming back in, because we have to hit the plateau and the plains, and so like going, what you're saying is going out towards that blue X and then going up to the cliffs and then kind of like coming back down into the blood good. That's a tongue twister for some reason, and then go through to Greenblade and then the plains and then the plateau.
No, I'm saying go just head straight up the coast basically. So you're going from our green circle, you go to the blue X, then you go up into the cliffs, and then you go straight over into the Crystal Clan lands and the Emerald Quay. More or less is the idea that behind it.
Oh, okay.
Other positive would be the Greenblade clan's lands are huge versus
it looks
the
like a
Cliffs being
face.
much smaller.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that looks like a bird, especially with the green circle there, with like for the eyeball. Looks like, no, it's totally a bird.
It's for chop.
Yeah, no, I was okay. I was getting the shape wrong, but I was agreeing with you that seems like a good circular, non-backtracky way of going and completing these things. We do have to go into Ixia at some point, because didn't the Violet lady is in District 2?
We want to avoid her, and we want to avoid the Tavian Plateau.
Oh, we don't want to go to those places?
No.
Now it's a
no,
ghost.
No. It's a ghost.
Oh, wait. Okay, no, I'm confused now. So we don't want to go get Violet in District 2?
Oh.
Though,
When I say bad fight, I mean bad fight.
Okay.
Say it again?
I think we would be closer to Bryn's homeland if we would go up to MD2 right now.
Yeah. It'd be not too far from possibly going back to your hometown.
Okay, so we don't want to do the plateau and we don't want to do the human lady. Okay.
And Nori's going to be checking that list a whole lot more frequently.
Checking it twice.
Yes.
I guess you're gonna
She's
have
gonna
to.
find out
Make sure
who
you
she's
check
gonna
it
die
twice.
tonight.
There's my route.
Hey.
We have to go into the Bloodgood though. That doesn't exit into
The little
going
X.
into the Bloodgood.
The only
That's the Bloodgood. Okay.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Until you guys find
it's on
out
the
where the that orc is, the only actual place you have to or want to go currently is that docking area on the very peninsula of the Bloodgood Land.
I mean, Rashi's just along for the ride until they get to Barnabas, and she can be like, "Get rid of the stupid thing you have on my mom."
Leave my mom alone.
Basically, except less like the gingerbread cookie dude from Shrek. Cool. Yay. We have
Now
a
we
death
just gotta
sentence. I mean, a
figure out-
plan.
Dear Lord. Well, that means we're going to have to get on a boat again, which means we're going to have to get more seasick medication.
That little purple box, Bryn, is where The ladder needs to go.
Say that one more time. Sorry, what? Okay, thank you.
Wait, 2 purple boxes. Which purple box? Oh, okay, that's more like a. Okay.
Yeah, it's an MD7.
Okay, cool. Because I see the one way up top, and I was like, oh, that's so far.
So, by sea. Ugh, I hate the ocean.
So that means we're going to need to get a second lantern because it's 1 if by land, 2 if by sea. All right.
I didn't realize we were the British.
No, we're the Americans. We're we're warning about the British are coming.
That's
Are the
true.
British the elves?
Which is funny because
There we
also
go. Now I've
British, so
updated.
they were technically warning the British that the British were coming.
All right. So
I do technically have 2 lanterns, though, by the way.
there you go. Oh, yeah, you have a hooded one, don't you?
Yeah, I have my old one still.
Okay.
It looks like a bird with a hat.
It looks like
Is that just me?
a kid's version of like Sherlock Holmes
Yeah.
smoking a weird pipe.
Plains thing is like a. Is that the smoke bubble?
Yeah,
or
that's
like a speech
that's
bubble?
a smoke ring coming out from his pipe.
It's like if Mr. Burns was Sherlock Holmes with the pointy nose
All right.
and a leaf on his head.
So, with that, you guys have roughly what you need to do, or a general idea of agreement on the path needed to take. We'll see how long that holds up for. Just flip that shit.
That is the worst possible route. Goes through everywhere I don't want to go. Like literally everywhere.
But regardless, everything has been discussed at least. Decisions made. And with that, we'll go ahead and end tonight's session there. Now, does anyone have any questions?
Yes, actually. I think hopefully you can answer it. I guess dealing with these freaking pirates has been a pain in the ass because we didn't follow the right way. It's fine. With all the time that's gone by and everything, would Bryn have an understanding of this is a lost cause or anything like that? Because it's been like 3 months at this point, I think.
As far as that goes, the people that you are discussing with on the particulars of this mission have not reached out to you, and you know they are capable of reaching out to you. So at least they haven't gotten any information that would give them a feeling or a confirmation of this is a lost cause now. They seem to still be, without directly telling you, it seems like you're still under the assumption that it's still a viable route.
Okay. So then, yeah, she definitely would want to go the seaway.
Yeah, it's only been about 3.5 months.
You know, it's fine.
Yeah, they find people captive after like 16 years, okay?
And people have gone dark on covert op missions for years, I'm sure, too.
Oh yeah, all the time. Okay, any other questions? All right. With that, if you do have any questions, feel free to message me and I'll get back to them as soon as I can. If I don't talk to you all before then, you guys have a wonderful bit of the week, and I will see and talk to you all Thursday.
Alrighty.
Night.
Yo.
Night, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you all for those that stopped in to watch us. Have a great night, and see you Thursday.
flips the conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Bryn.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.